Good afternoon, Patriots. How you guys doing? I'm gonna wait to see how many people I can get on or willing to hear me live stream. The reason why I'm coming on tonight or today with regards to this live stream is because of what the former Secret Service agent by the name of Dan Bongino, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. If you go back to his Facebook page or his Twitter, you'll see that he made comments with respects to Ron Wyden, and this is going to be a three-part story. One, he stated with regards to Trump wiretap, how he states that well, he didn't state this. Ron Wyden, that he made a comment that respects to Ron Wyden, stating that Donald Trump forced the FBI to tell him the truth with respects to the wiretaps in Trump Tower. The next thing, he with the former Secret Service agent Dan Bongino stating that either Trump forced the FBI to tell him that, or that Trump is lying. Now, why this is critical is because of Ron Wyden. We have to understand who Ron Wyden is. Back in and I made some notes, so I'm gonna try to keep it simple because this is on news. So, but the information has to come out. This is why I'm doing this. Ron Wyden served in several committees. We have to understand these committees, and I beg every American to look up to these committees, especially the people that work for the Trump administration or part of the Trump staff. These committees are extremely important, also pertaining to the BLM, to the people in Oregon, and the people throughout the United States. The following committees that are basically symbolic to what's going on. And there's 7 of them. Actually, there's more than 7, but the 7 main committees in which Ron Wyden participated. That's called the Senate Finance Committee, the Taxation and the IRS Oversight Committee, Energy and Natural Resource and Infrastructure Committee, the Senate Committee on Budget, Senate Committee on Energy and Natural Resource, Public Lands, Forest and Mining Committee. Also, Water and Power Senate Select Committee on Intelligence. This is what Ron Wyden has participated. Now, all you got to do is look at Ron Wyden's hedge fund, including his son Adam Wyden's hedge funds. You'll understand on how these criminals are defrauding the American people while making millions in Wall Street through their hedge funds. So now, leaving the hedge funds for now and going back to Donald Trump with respects to subpoenaing Donald Trump's tax returns. By Ron Wyden participating in the Taxation and the IRS Oversight Committee, this is how they want to screw Donald Trump. If we go back to the Washington Post wrote an article by the name of Mike DeBonis, that's DEBONIS, from the Washington Post, in which Ron Wyden himself wanted to bring a bill calling the Ron Wyden bill, in which Harry Reid participated with another person named Murray from Connecticut. Actually, Chris Murphy. I apologize. Chris Murphy from Connecticut with Harry Reid wanted to bring a bill, also with the help of Nancy Pelosi and Pat Murray from the Washington State, regarding the Wyden bill. And this Wyden bill pertain to major party presidential nominees to disclose tax returns, which will allow the Treasury Department to release Trump's tax returns. Now, this is crucial because who's in the committee for taxes through the IRS and the Treasury Department? Ron Wyden. So this is crucial. I want every American person to read these committees. And what's the purpose of Ron Wyden being behind these committees? So again, go back to the Washington Post, August 18th of 2016 by Mike DeBonis, in which Ron Wyden himself wanted to bring this bill called the Wyden Bill. And with Harry Reid and Chris Murphy from Connecticut. Now, this even goes to further elaborate why water. I said back in April that water is a mineral, a water resource. Well, guess who's in the committee for Water and Power Senate Select Committee of Intelligence? Ron Wyden. Another hedge fund in which Ron Wyden has, including giving earmarks to all these corporations that pertain to water in the state of Oregon. Do not take my word for it. I beg every American person to research this. This is why I believe a girl by the name of Jennifer Jenkins, or Tiffany Jenkins, was murdered. She did inside trading for these water dams and controlling the flow of water and how much flow was coming in and out. So you have three stories. You have Jennifer Jenkins, the assassination of her with regards to water and the hedge funds. You have the BLM department in which Ron Wyden is in that committee, called the Public Lands and Forest and Mining, which through Loretta Lynch and James Comey and Kate Brown assassinated Lavoy Finnegan, and also have our patriots unlawfully incarcerated in the state of Oregon. This is, and then let's not forget the hedge funds in which he has with regards to these mining corporations: Calico Resource, Nevada Mining, and Barrick Gold Inc. So, and also Ron Wyden's ties to George Soros and the UN. So this is why your lands, everything that's under the United Nations, which is our national parks, are under the control and owned by the United Nations. And this is what Ron Wyden has perpetuated: treason upon our republic. But most of all, not going with Trump Towers with regards to the wiretap, and wants to run his mouth stating that Donald Trump is lying. Or if Donald Trump is not lying, then he is forcing the FBI agent to tell him about the wiretapping. So if Ron Wyden wants to come out and run his mouth because he's a criminal with his son Adam Wyden and Kate Brown and Ted Ferrioli and Greg Walden and Stephen E. Grasty and Boyd Britton and Cliff Benton and Andy Bentz, Jeff Merkley, Greg Walden. So all these criminals that he participated, I think, need to also be audited, just the same way he wants to go after Trump's tax returns. If he wants to go after Trump's tax returns, well, why don't we go after his tax returns? How about not just his tax, but what about we audit his hedge funds? So all this crap that Ron Wyden is trying to do behind the back scene against Donald Trump, he also needs to be investigated. Remember, he's also, what isn't this guy not participated in with regards to defrauding the Oregonians and the American people? So this is a lot of information to digest, but I'm going to read down the committees, the 7 major committees in which Ron Wyden participated. That's called the Senate Finance Committee, Taxation and the IRS Oversight Committee, Energy and Natural Resource Infrastructure Committee, the Senate Committee on Budget, the Senate Committee on Energy and Natural Resource, the Committee of Public Lands, Forest, and Mining, the Committee of Water and Power Senate Select Committee on Intelligence. These are the things in which Ron Wyden participated. This is why Ron Wyden is so adamant to going after Donald Trump, because Donald Trump is going to drain the swamp, and he's one of the major one of the most treasonous criminals in Washington, D.C., next to Harry Reid, Hillary Clinton, Eric Holder, James Comey, Loretta Lynch, Valerie Jarrett, Kate Brown. So I'm going to name these people, and I'm going to continue to naming these people because they're criminals. And that's what they are. They have defrauded us, and they will continue to defraud us until these criminals are locked up. So I beg for the former Secret Service agent Dan Bojingo to contact me, or him and I team up so I can get my information and he can get his information and we can collaborate and share it with DML, with Ben Ferguson, or with Alex Jones. We don't care, or somebody within his staff. All the evidence that we have should be able to easily exonerate all our patriots, have them come back home and put these criminals behind bars. You know, we have to do it for our children. We have to do it for what Lavoie stood for. So all this comes back to the hedge funds and the monies in which Donald Trump is trying to drain the swamp. And this is a big swamp. This is why they're targeting Trump. And I will continue. The more Ron Wyden runs his mouth, the more information I'm going to come up and the more I'm going to expose him. And I will bring out his son's, all his son's financial gains, which are out there anyways. So I'm just going to make it a little easier for the American people to see for themselves the numbers of how many millions Adam Wyden has made on the sweat of the hardworking American people. Because they're using our tax dollars for their personal gain. And while they're using our tax dollars, they're not paying back for the money that they use to make a personal gain. So we're being screwed, basically they're double dipping while we're being screwed. So to the former Secret Service agent, Dan Bojingo, I'm asking, I'm begging, I'm pleading, let's team up. I'll have my information. You bring your information. Obviously, you got more intelligence, Secret Service intelligence out there that can bring all these documents together. And I guarantee you, we can solve this. We can bring these criminals down, and you know what? And probably make Mark Callahan the sitting senator in which Ron Wyden. I strongly believe that Ron Wyden stole the election through mail-in fraud because he was in the ballot committee. Oh, let's not forget, he was in the ballot committee back in 2012 with Kate Brown and Stephen E. Grasty and Greg Walden. This is for the Oregonians. So I wonder how many dead people did their mail-in register, because that's what he participated in, the mail-in votes. So I beg every Oregonian to start reading the mail-in votes and to look into the mail-in votes. And let's remove this criminal out of office and put Mark Callahan in there. So this is important, and this is why I'm saying this. Look into the committees, including the voter mail-in, the committee of the mail-in vote in Oregon. These committees are all tied to the hedge funds in which Ron Wyden is profiting, including his son Adam Wyden, and all the criminals I mentioned. Remember, you got the waters, you got the public lands, you have the forestry, you have the mining, and the IRS. So he can manipulate and do whatever he can in the committees using the IRS against the American people. So let's not forget what the IRS did to the Tea Party. They went after the Tea Party. So I wonder if Ron Wyden was directly involved with Harry Reid and Loretta Lynch and James Comey and Valerie Jarrett. And I'm going to continue naming you guys because you guys are criminals, with Barack Hussein Obama leading the march. So this is I will post the committees in which Ron Wyden participated. I'm going to even put a hyperlink in there. Later on, I will be posting Adam Wyden's hedge funds, so you guys can see the millions of dollars that he has gained out of your sweat, out of your hard-earned tax dollar. And then we can go from there. We'll expand on this more if the more Ron Wyden decides to talk and run his mouth. So hopefully this will go to Ron Wyden. And let's make it perfectly clear, Ron Wyden. You continue running your mouth with Pat Murray and Barack Hussein Obama and Loretta Lynch and Valerie Jarrett and Harry Reid and Greg Walden. I will crucify you, and I'm going to crucify you. One way, shape, or form. And by the way, I'm not in Florida. I'm not in Washington State, and I'm not in Alaska. So if you guys want to continue looking for me, by all means, continue wasting your money. So To all those people, I'm not suicidal, not planning to be suicidal. I am healthy. I've passed multiple physicals, and to this day, I have no intentions of suicide. So, to the people around Wyden and all these people that trying to sway me from not coming out and speaking up and trying to intimidate, welcome to the party. Welcome to my party. So, to the Oregonians and to the Bundys and to the Finnegans, my heart goes out to you and our patriots. And I hope you guys start doing your research. And by the way, subpoena Ron Wyden and subpoena Harry Reid. You already know the committees, and actually I had to write them down. So these are the committees in which I wrote down, which I will paste them and provide a hyperlink so you guys can go ahead and use it for your defense. And if your attorneys were not willing to subpoena Ron Wyden, then these public pretenders need to be fired immediately. So God bless all you guys, and thank you for your time.